Not every place that feels warm is meant to hold you. Hello everybody and welcome back to Artist Mindset. Today I want to talk a bit more about the different structures that we have in creative spaces and as artists, and also something I've realized as an adult by being in these places and about being held or not held because of these structures. Probably one of the most freeing things that I've learned as an adult is that not everybody that is really kind has the capacity or capability to hold you deeply. And it's something I've realized a lot through my work, because especially in Denmark, but I think most countries, I assume, I'm not sure. There is this gray zone in workplaces, especially when it comes to like non-profit workplaces or creative communities and creative spaces that you might share with other artists and all that. There is this gray area because when it comes to like relationships, like work relationships and friendships and all that, because it's very easy to get confused and expect too much from people on a personal level. Let me explain. So, from my own experience in Denmark, a lot of these spaces are work spaces, right? But a lot of people in these places are very kind, very sweet, very friendly, as the cultural field, and there is a lot of friendships also forming, but also, especially in Denmark, I feel like a lot of people are not so much transactional, or they're very open and friendly and kind, which in my country is like if somebody doesn't like you, they don't talk to you, they don't do business with you, or if they do only business with you and they don't want to be your friend, it's very clear. But I feel like in Denmark, these lines are kind of blurry because everybody's very kind and sweet to each other. And that's where the challenge comes in, because then maybe, like me, you might end up in these collectives or communities or creative spaces or projects where you are like a group of people that act like friends, but actually the goal is to work together, to create some work, or maybe work on your own project in a common space. So in that sense, you're still kind of colleagues, right? Primarily. And of course, you can make friendships also in your work. I mean, if you imagine working a normal 9 to 5 in an office, you also will have some colleagues that you connect more deeply, and maybe you go for a beer after work and you hang out as friends on the weekend. And then you have some colleagues that you just talk to. But I think where I got it mixed up is that I started expecting too much from everybody, because everybody was so friendly and I felt like, oh, they're my friends, even though we don't hang out after work. I mean, not with all of them. And then I would get disappointed again, because it's my own mindset, guys. It's always your own mind. It's always in your own mind. And I think that's the beauty of it. And because you can change this mindset that you are hurting yourself with, actually. And it's not to say that you should be cold or anything. I think it's just to expect a bit less from people and realize where are the people or spaces that actually hold you as a human. And remember, it's okay. It's completely okay if you just fit in some spaces only as a workplace, and in some spaces on a personal level, where you can just be and exist as yourself. Because I think that's where I did the mistake, because I would go to a lot of events and a lot of places to sort of, not just for myself, but for my work, sort of, if that makes sense. Like, I felt like I always have to perform. I would go, if I come to Frontlub and it's very clear, I go here and I have some friends here and I feel like I'm sort of friends with everybody here, even though some people are like friendly colleagues, if you could say that, like they're very sweet. We have good relationships. I love the people here, absolutely love the people here. Even though we kind of just work together here, or we just meet here and talk only about work or also about personal stuff, but not so much. But it's very clear, like I come here to work. I sort of come here to perform, discuss business or record my podcast or whatnot. It's sort of very clear. But you also need the sort of third place, I think it's called. For example, when you go to an event only as yourself, only for yourself. And you can go alone, you can go with a friend, but you're not there to discuss business. You're not there to network. You're there to enjoy your time. You're there as yourself. And this is maybe a strange analogy, but this is sometimes how I feel. And it's not to say that I'm famous or anything. I'm definitely not. But I imagine that celebrities must feel the same. Because, especially when you work in the culture and art, I'm not sure if people can relate, but I do feel like there might be some people that can relate. When you are so much in the cultural field, artistic field, or entrepreneurial field, all that, you work in spaces that are meant for entertainment or kind of free time. So the line between this is my work and this is my free time can get very blurry very easily. For my sister, for example, it's very clear. She goes to work 7 to 3, then she finishes, leaves everything in the lab, and she can go to theater. That's fun. She can go to a concert. That's fun. For me, concert might mean doing sound engineering job, or it might mean, maybe I'll meet somebody there that I can talk to and network. But you have to distinguish that, okay, I'm going to this concert or I'm going to this event, even though it is in a space where I usually work or where I do my own workshops or whatnot. Now it's my free time. Now I'm going for myself. Now I'm going because I want to enjoy that event and because I don't want to play a role, because I don't want to perform. I'm going there only as myself to relax. And I'm leaving the mask at home, sort of, or I'm leaving the uniform, work clothes, work uniform, metaphorically, at home. And I think it's totally normal to sometimes get confused, get things sort of blurry. But I think we should learn as a society to try to distinguish these things and normalize saying, look, man, if somebody comes up to you, I'm not here for business. I'm here to enjoy my free time. And maybe people do that, okay? I'm not here to judge. I'm not saying that everybody doesn't know how to do this. That's totally not my point. But it's something that I've realized I struggled with a lot. And I want to change that. I want to free myself from that, because I think it's very easy for me to sort of make friends and meet new people at like events and stuff, but I don't want to always network. I don't want to always think about my work and promote myself and my work. That's exhausting. That's really exhausting for anybody. And I want to normalize going to events, even if you know the people, even if it would be an opportunity for you to maybe collaborate, to just go and enjoy the event or enjoy the exhibition or thing or whatever it is that you're doing in your free time. And distinguish when is my work when is my free time and distinguish which people and spaces and collectives can hold you as a person where you can just be, where you can open up, where you can expect to be held and to be supported on a personal level, not just professional level, and to distinguish the places where you are just for work. And I think it's completely okay and it's healthy. I know that it might sound very sort of black and white, and it's not. I understand that. But I think sometimes it helps to draw lines. And the same way you draw boundaries for yourself, of course, people are going to test it. Spaces are going to test it. You're going to test the spaces. Can I be myself here, or should I just say I'm fine and talk about work and I will discuss my challenges with my friend afterwards? I think it's healthy to understand and learn where those boundaries lies for you and distinguish those so that you don't expect too much from people and places and you are not hurting yourself in that way. Yes, I hope this episode made sense. And please, if you've ever experienced this or if you have any input about this, I would love to hear. I would love to hear your perspectives or your stories, your experiences with this, because I have a feeling I'm not alone, because I see a lot of friends or people I know sort of overworking because it's hard for them to distinguish this line between now it's work, now it's fun. And it's not that they cannot. I think it's very easy to slip into this gray zone and later realize, oh, okay, maybe I should rest because I'm thinking too much about my work. Because actually, you know, as an artist, it's very easy to have the line blurry because literally your job is also your passion, right? So you can become a workaholic very easily. But again, it is important to set the boundaries and lines for yourself and make your own 9 to 5, sort of. That makes sense. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you have your own input or your own realizations or ideas how to work around this, solve this, input for other artists, please share down below in the comments. I will be super grateful. Or if you can also reach out to me on Instagram or in the DMs. I don't know if there are DMs on YouTube. Never mind. And I am looking very much forward to see you in the next episode of Artist Mindset. Yeah. Have a beautiful Monday, beautiful start of the week. And I will see you next time. Bye.